CNN, 18th of April 2023, the FBI detains 2 Chinese agents and accuses numerous others of attempting to intimidate dissidents inside the U.S. Federal prosecutors have accused scores of others of trying to intimidate and silence dissidents inside the United States, with some even running an undeclared police station in New York City, and the FBI has already detained 2 Chinese agents. Jianwang and Chen Jinping supervised the New York City Chinatown police station. Both individuals, who are citizens of the U.S., are accused of plotting to represent the Chinese government and obstructing justice. According to John Marzulli, a spokesman for the U.S. Attorney in the Eastern District of New York, the police station has been closed since a search warrant was carried out there in the fall of last year. Liu was released on a $250,000 bond, while Chen was given a $400,000 bond when the 2 men showed up in court on Monday. Neither party has made a plea. Neither party has made a plea. Neither party has made a plea. They are not allowed to speak with conspirators or move within half a mile of the Chinese consulate. A public defender was assigned to represent Chen, while Liu retained legal representation but was represented in court by a public defender. At the hearing, neither of the public defenders offered a statement. Beijing's foreign ministry dismissed the FBI's assertions regarding the purported police station and referred to the arrests as political manipulation by U.S. officials. According to ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin, China firmly opposes the U.S. side's smear and slander campaign. The pertinent claims lack any basis in reality. The so-called abroad police stations you mentioned don't exist. Charges of harassing Chinese citizens living in the U.S. who were critical of the Chinese government were also brought forth by the U.S. Justice Department against 34 members of the National Police of the People's Republic of China. According to the Justice Department, all 34 are reportedly still at large and thought to reside in China. The officers were a part of a campaign by the Chinese government known as the 912 Special Project Working Group to change how the People's Republic of China, or PRC, is perceived around the world. According to the Justice Department, the agents allegedly posted on social media to support the PRC and criticize their perceived adversaries, which included the U.S. and Chinese pro-democracy activists abroad. According to the Justice Department, the illegal police operation is the first known overseas police station in the United States established on behalf of the Chinese Ministry of Public Security, or MPS. The MPS allegedly instructed the agents to set up and maintain accounts that appeared to be managed by Americans. Prosecutors claim that their propaganda machine covers the U.S. foreign policy, Hong Kong's human rights problems, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, COVID-19, and the racial justice demonstrations following George Floyd's death. The Justice Department claimed that agents also published videos and articles, some containing explicit death threats, directed at Chinese pro-democracy activists in the U.S. The agents claimed to have also threatened individuals to coerce them into foregoing pro-democracy demonstrations within the United States. Assistant Attorney General Matthew Olsen said, "The PRC, through its repressive security apparatus, established a secret physical presence in New York City to monitor and intimidate dissidents and those critical of its government. The PRC's activities significantly exceed what is considered appropriate nation-state behavior. We firmly resolve to protect everyone's right to freedom in our nation against the menace of totalitarian repression." Zoom talks were interrupted by a Chinese agent. In a different instance, U.S. prosecutors assert that a video conferencing company executive collaborated with others at the behest of the Chinese government to obstruct a gathering commemorating the Tiananmen Square massacre on the platform. Though it wasn't explicitly mentioned in court documents, CNN has previously identified Zoom as the video conferencing provider. The Justice Department had earlier filed charges against the executive, Xinjiang Julian Jin, over the alleged scheme. 9 additional people are now accused in the second lawsuit, including 6 members of the Ministry of Public Security and 2 representatives of the Chinese Cyberspace Administration. The executive, based in China, and his co-defendants allegedly tried numerous times in 2018 to obstruct video calls set up by a Chinese dissident living in New York City at the behest of the Chinese government, according to the Justice Department. Prosecutors claim that Jin also tried to locate any further account other than the dissident and move them to a server with slow response times. Jin and his co-defendants are accused of cooperating with the Chinese government in 2019 to obstruct narratives that sought to remember the Tiananmen Square massacre. Chinese espionage offices have been in operation since early 2022. The covert police station was established in early 2022, according to court records, to locate, monitor, and harass Chinese dissidents in the United States. One such victim, according to the prosecution, was an unidentified California resident who was a PRC dissident and PRC pro-democracy advocate and who reported to the FBI that he or she served as an advisor to a 2022 congressional candidate from New York State who was likewise the focus of a PRC pressure operation. The victim informed the FBI that after giving a speech in favor of democracy, someone broke into their automobile. They also claimed to have gotten threatening phone calls and social media messages from individuals they thought to be connected to the Chinese government. Liu claimed that he opened the office, which he described as an overseas service center, in an interview with the FBI to assist Chinese citizens living in the country with renewing Chinese government documents. According to Liu's testimony to investigators during the interview, Chen served as the main point of contact with authorities in China. According to court records, Chen first denied speaking with anyone from the Chinese government directly during a separate interview, but he then changed his mind. When Chen took a 7-minute bathroom break during that interview, an agent allegedly repeatedly warned him through the bathroom door not to delete anything from his phone. Agents discovered that chat records with MPS officials had been deleted when they later checked the phone. According to court filings, Liu and Chen eventually admitted to erasing correspondence between themselves and their liaison in the MPS.